Getting ready to start Game 4 of this four-game set against the Chicago Rippers. Whoa. Sheboygan will be starting Jared Rekleitis in this ball game. Defensively for Sheboygan, they have Jimmy Jurgensen over at first, Kyle Flynn at second, Harry Stelt at third, Riley Palmquist is at shortstop. The outfield remains the same with Bennett Becker in left, Gus Walker in center, and Brady Zach Grisson in right. Catching for this ball game for Sheboygan is Justin Schnell. And like I mentioned, Jared Rekleitis, a UWM alum, is the starting pitcher. Jared, Sheboygan native, went to Sheboygan South High School. Andy Guyton will be leading off for the Rippers in Game 4. Guyton has been their leadoff hitter the entire weekend. Just a note of interest, after this ball game, Sheboygan will not be home until June 10th. There's a one hopper, skips by the second baseman Flynn. He wasn't able to flag it down. When they host the State League Challenge, Sheboygan will be playing on that Saturday at 11 o'clock against Kenosha, and then again at 5 o'clock in the early evening against Addison. They'll also play on Sunday a 3 o'clock game against Lombard. So a lot of days off for us, Charlie.
Long time that the A's are out on the road. Of course, returning in just over 2 weeks' time, I believe, for that.
Bowling, the right fielder again this game. He was in center field both games yesterday. He's in right field first and now this game today. He's had a nice series. Particularly good on defense. There's a one hopper, a bouncer over to Flynn. He can't make the play at second, but he does recover and get the out at first base.
A good recovery on that one, and just with the speed that the Chicago Rippers have at the top of this lineup, it would have been, even without that bobble, would have been very difficult to get both outs. So just being safe, getting the one out over at first, in a still pretty tight play to get bowling out.
Kuda is up. Checking Kuda's weekend. He was 0 for 2 in our first game today. But he did have hits in the first and second game yesterday. Rekleitis, the good fastball, blew it by him.
Kuda playing around a lot of that right side of the infield.
Rekleitis pitched a complete game last Saturday in the play ball tournament. Went 7 innings, picked up the win. Had 10 strikeouts in that ball game.
Rekleitis very, very good last year. A under 1 ERA.
Broke a 50-year record, Charlie.
Guyton
Breaking ball, and Kuda swings through it. First strikeout of the ball game for Jared. And that brings up Tony Sanchez, the designated hitter. Tony was a DH in the first game today. Had a couple of RBI singles. Beautiful day out there, Charlie.
Very nice day out there. This game likely going a little bit into the evening. It will cool off a little bit, I think, by the end, but still going to be good weather all around.
We had talked about the game times of yesterday. two games. They were quite long. The first game today went 1 hour and 53 minutes. That's more in line with what we're used to. And Recolletius, a quick worker. Hopefully the game will move right along and Sheboygan can split the series. They're down in this 4-game set. 1 game won and 2 games lost. Sheboygan won the first game 6-5, scoring a run in the bottom of the 7th on base hit by Gus Walker. They lost the second game yesterday in 11 innings, again 6-5. And they were rallying in the first game today, but came up short 7-5 in a very exciting game. Sheboygan collecting 12 hits.
Sheboygan just overall being very consistent over this weekend, as that will strike Sanchez out to end the first inning of work for Recolletius. And we move on to the bottom of the first, where we have the top of the order: Walker, Flynn, and Stout.
Comfort mean to you? We know it means more than just the temperature. And the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier factory authorized dealer.
Cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support programs like Boys and Girls Clubs and Girls Who Code that show kids they can dream anything and do even more.
Carrier asks.
And we are coming into the bottom of the first inning out here in our 4th game of this 4-game set, 4th and final game. The Sheboygan A's have been consistent, 5 runs in each game so far, but Chicago just scoring a little bit more in 2 of them.
Mark your calendars, fans, for the A's golf outing on August 20th. That's always a very fun event. Sometimes we even get the interns out there working if they're not back at college. But August 20th, Sheboygan A's golf outing. Mark your calendar.
Gus, so far a very solid weekend for him. Had a walk-off hit in that first game of the series.
Gus has a hit in each game. Hopefully he'll continue that here in the 4th game. Mike Martin is the starting pitcher for the Rippers. Walker with the high fly ball out to Bowling. And he makes the catch. Defensively for Chicago, they have Kuda at first, Lugo at second, Rodriguez continuing to play third. Lindholm, the first game pitcher, is at short. In the outfield, same as the first game today, Guyton in left, Hill in center, and Bowling in right. And Jensen continues behind the plate for the Rippers. And Kyle Flynn up.
Now, of course, in these lower leagues, we will see a lot of two-way players, people playing out in the field as well as pitching, but normally you kind of expect that to be, those pitchers to be more on the right side of the infield. Don't have to make as long of throws, especially if it's their second game of work. So
right, yeah, pitching that whole game. Can't imagine what his arm be like. All of a sudden there's a play in the hole and he's got to crank it up. Could throw his arm out. Always risk that. Flynn takes that pitch for a strike.
3-1 count on that. We did see in our first day of work, there was Joe Bufero, as the ball is fouled back. Joe Bufero had played second base in the first game before pitching the full 11 innings of work in Game 2. And now Martin, who has, I believe, appeared in all 3 games up to this point, now pitching. We'll be seeing a lot of Mike Martin, both in the booth.
There's a line drive in the left center, and that's going to be in for a hit.
Flynn rumbling towards second, and the throw in time, but off center. Flynn hustling in for a double on that one.
Boy, oh boy. That was pretty gutsy. But good hustle by Flynn. I think that's his first extra base hit of the year. And that brings up Harry Stelt. Harry had 3 hits last game. Charlie's striking the ball well.
An extra well on that one. And no play at the plate. Run scores to start off Sheboygan on top.
That was not a good pitch by Mike Martin. He kind of hung it up on the outside part of the plate, and Harry, with his good eye, recognized that and drilled it out to right field. Kenny Nazy coaching over at first this game. Tim Moyer manning third base. And Brady Zach Grisson is up. Sheboygan on top 1-0.
On that hit from Stout, throw into the infield, a little bit bobbled, but I think Chicago at this point keying in that Harry's not the runner that you have to worry about all too much. So,
you know, a ball like that gets away. Bowling and Guyton might have been off to second base, and same with Gus Walker or Brady, some of those faster guys for Sheboygan. Another base hit. Mike Martin not fooling him so far. Eric Hasenstein in the house with his familiar call, hammer time.
Sheboygan bats came alive late in the last game. Wasn't quite enough to recover from a pretty difficult fourth inning, I believe.
Boy, they're going right after Martin. Knee swinging at that first pitch, too. I believe Harry's base hit was a first pitch swing.
Sheboygan just remaining aggressive. Watch a ball outside.
Breaking pitch a little. Well, looked like it probably was inside or low. Nobody complaining about it. 1-1 to count.
That one a little bit low on the breaking pitch. Harry not the largest lead out at third as that one skied out into left.
Oh, ball gets by the outfielder. It's going to allow runners to advance to second and third. And Harry scores on the base hit. Neese on a single and then give the center fielder an error. And ending up at third base is Brady Zekrisson. And that brings up Jimmy Jurgensen. 2 runs in for the A's, still only 1 out.
And for a lot of this series so far, Sheboygan not the greatest at getting those extra base hits, but now one already by Flynn.
Fly ball to deep right center field. And it goes to the wall. It's going to be at least a double for Jimmy. And coming home and scoring all the way from second base is Jacob Neese. And 2 more runs for Sheboygan on a 2 RBI double by Jimmy Jurgensen. Wow, a 4-run inning. And still only 1 out. Palmquist up. Riley swinging at that first pitch. Riley was 0 for 3 in game 1. Looking to change that in this ball game.
That one chopped off of Palmquist, still in the box, so just a foul.
CJ getting the fan participation song going. A nice breaking ball by Martin. Caught the inside corner. Palmquist unable to pull the trigger. Now there's 2 outs in the inning. Jimmy still on second. Justin Schnell up.
Schnell, I believe, his first appearance at home this year. He pops that one into center, and it'll be caught by the center fielder Tyler Hill to record the third out. But Sheboygan performing very well to start off this game. 4 runs in the bottom of the first as we continue on with the second inning coming up next.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you don't just feed yourself or your family. You help support programs like Simply Give that feed our neighbors in need.
Thank you.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Wingism number 2.
And coming back to the top of the second, Sheboygan up 4 thanks to an RBI started off by Harry Stout, his 600th hit of his career. Scoring very well as he now comes up towards the center of the field. And talk to Ricklitis a little bit, to the 2 MVPs of the Sheboygan A's last season.
Yeah, Harry was the batting MVP and Jared was the pitching MVP. Jared's in his 3rd year this year. Jared, 3rd year. Harry in his 12th year. I think it's over by, you got that book, Charlie, the one we were looking at last night?
I do not.
It's the white one.
I think
Did
I'd
I
hand
get
it
it
over.
over from me?
Oh, you know what?
Oh, I got it.
There we are.
Nope. That's all.
Looking through our
I do have it. I do have it. I know where it is.
little bit of a jumbled up mess out here in our booth, looking for.
Actually, it's
everything
probably
we have.
good we don't have more counter space because
Yeah.
we have it all spread out this way. We just got to file through some papers to find it. Bouncing ball up the middle. Flynn down to one knee, picks it and throws it. 1 out, the top of the second.
Yeah, this space we just got to get used to having all these papers. Otherwise, we're gonna start posting them up on our windows. Won't be able to see the game.
Well, you know what else is pretty cool is that we don't have a windy day. The papers will be
that-
flying all over. Gene Mann leads all Sheboygan A's players in hits with 1,218. Harry with 600. Got a long way to go to catch the legend. Harry is 1, 2, 3, fourth on the list. Lee Wettenkamp has 757 base hits in his A's career. Swing and a miss by Lindholm, and he's throwing out. Give Recklaitis another strikeout. He has 3 so far. You know, you go through these different lists, Charlie, and it's always Gene Mann, Gene Mann, Gene Mann, Gene Mann. He had, I believe it was 25-year career. Harry is in his 13th year.
A little bit of a way for Harry to catch up. Depends on if he's. I mean, at this pace, it seems like he has the pace in order to beat those records. Just see if he wants to have that long of a career.
Rodriguez was complaining about that first strike call. Just looking to see how Benji did. Pop up. Becker comes in and makes the catch, and it's a quick 1-2-3 inning in the second after an inning and a half. Sheboygan with a big lead, 4-0.
Whenever you shop Meyer, you help support organizations like Hope House Mission and New Hope Shelter that give people around here warmth, shelter, and care.
Me spells the great taste of Sheboygan.
What does it take to stay in business for 75 years? It's not only featuring USDA choice beef. It's not caring about every single one of our 30 varieties of bratwurst. Nope. After being family-owned for 3 generations, we've learned it's about you. At Miesfeld's Market, we give back to the community, and our customers always come first. Since 1941, we've been feeding our neighbors, so come by and see what we've got today.
Wingism number 3, the Peter Heater.
Oh, so hot.
Bennett Becker, the only A's batter not to hit in the first inning, will lead off the second for Sheboygan. Bennett had a couple of hits in our first game today.
Another first pitch swing from the A's.
I was thinking the same thing, Charlie. I'm glad you spit it out. They're going after him.
Sheboygan just being very aggressive early on in this game, and it's worked out for them.
You know, they're all up there batting like they have a early dinner date tonight. You want to get this game over with. Martin with a pretty good fastball there. Just looking through this list of years played, Gene Mann is in the lead with 25. It'll be a while before anyone catches that. There's a short fly ball to left field, but Guyton right there makes a one-handed catch. Then we have Dave Gare with 19, Rick Bumgart at 17, along with Randy Wilkie. At 16 years played for the Sheboygan A's, Fred Forsterling, and our own Denny Moyer. Denny up here in the press box. Charlie Zeichert, my manager when I played, had 15 years with Sheboygan. Gus Walker trying to bunt his way on. Jackson Tillman, the A's bat boy, hands the ball to the umpire. Eric Schmitz, one of the mainstays on the pitching staff, is in his 11th year this year with Sheboygan.
Gus being fairly patient with this at bat.
Bill will be interested in this. Mike Casper, 10 years played.
Gus thought he was going to get a call, fourth ball on that one. Instead, loads up the count.
Yeah, are you having trouble reading the scoreboard again?
A little bit.
It's
not as bad as it was in our first game yesterday, as Gus strikes out swinging on that one.
It was really nice for the first game today.
First game, no problem seeing the scoreboard. Second game yesterday, no problems, especially late in the game at that point.
Kyle Flynn had a hustling double his first at bat and wound up scoring a run.
Another first pitch swing.
Sean hustling out of the ballpark to get that foul ball. It's out there somewhere.
Somewhere out on the road.
Martin with the slow curve, but it stays inside. 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the second. Sheboygan on top, 4-0.
And barely getting out of the way of that one was Flynn.
Sheboygan strung together 5 straight hits in the first inning. Walker flew out to right, and then the next 5 hitters all got hits. Bouncing ball to Rodriguez. He short hops it, cranks a throw across, and Flynn is called out on a very close play. Rodriguez did the job, and that ends the Sheboygan second inning. When we come back, it'll be 8-9-1 for the Rippers.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for more than yourself. You help support sustainability in all our communities.
Thank you.
Today, tomorrow, and for years to come.
Back just in time, Charlie.
Perfect timing out here. Ricklitis getting ready for his third inning of work. Has taken care of the Rippers' order pretty efficiently.
Darius Lugo played second base at the end of Game 1, so he appeared in that game. He was not in Game 2 and did not appear in the first game today. So, according to my record, this is going to be Darius's first at bat, but I don't think that's right. I thought we had he played in the second game yesterday, and played the whole game, got 5 at bats. So my mistake.
Clytus 3 strikeouts so far and 6 outs. Lugo bunting one way foul. Very hard hit bunt on that one.
You know, it's hard to imagine all the years that we played here without this big screen around us protecting. But that's how it used to be. Palmquist sliding, throwing across, not in time. Lugo hustling down the line, beat it out. Great attempt by Palmquist.
Just a very difficult play on that one, having to range over backhand throw. You're pretty deep out there, and again, Chicago just has a lot of speedsters on there. Lugo, no different.
Going back to this record book, we made the call last year. It was late in the season. Harry had an RBI for his 400th of his career. Now we know he had a couple this season. In the book, they got him listed at 405. He's ranked 4th on the list, which is really outstanding when you consider some of the talented players that have been around here. Of course, the leader is Gene Mand with 850, and then we got Randy Wilkie, Lee Wettenkamp, and then Harry Stelt. Harry in a pretty exclusive company in that category. Line drive, foul down the left field side.
That one, I think off the bat, Hill knew that was foul before a lot of people out here in the crowd knew it was foul. When he's curving just beyond the line.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good pitch by Jared. Hill was 1 for 3 in the first game today. Strikes out that at bat, and that brings up Andy Guyton. He's been pretty pesky all series.
This time
Lugo on the move, but the ball is pit foul.
This time Chicago first pitch swinging as Lugo takes off. Guyton, one of 3 home run hitters in this series across both teams.
Light is showing the good fastball there.
Guyton knew it as well, just nod of approval.
Seems like Jared and Justin Schnell as catcher work together quite well. Check swing on a ball in the dirt. No swing. Give Lugo a stolen base.
Not an easy pitch to really do much with on a stolen batter. Although Lugo actually slid a little bit before the base.
Yeah, he did come up quite short, didn't he?
Came off short, but saw that there wasn't a throw. Having a little bit of fun out there on second.
Line drive out to center. Walker makes a nice running catch on a well-hit ball.
Walker continuing to be active so far in this series. But really, I think the big thing was just he had a very, very, very active beginning of the series. And then since then, it's been fairly normal for a center fielder, but
hard to top yesterday's performance. What did we say he had, 11? Or was it 10? No, it was a bunch. 6 in the first game, and I'm not going to look it up. It was a bunch, more than normal. That's for sure.
6 in the first 5 innings of play, I think.
Yeah, Walker was very busy. There's a line drive that's going to be foul.
That's point Rick Lightis just
Moyer does the manager's smart thing, send the assistant coach to get that one. Kenny Nazy walking down there to get that long foul ball. Liner caught by Flynn, and that ends the 3rd inning. With Sheboygan still on top.
The estimated hold time is now less than 96 minutes.
Getting ready to start the bottom of the third will be Harry Stout, looking for hit number 601.
I'm sure with not too much to go at the start of the year, Harry probably not looking forward to the fact that it took him a couple of games into the season for him to get that hit 600.
You all knew it was going to happen.
And not a matter of if, but when for Harry Stout's number 600.
Oh. Harry with 408 RBIs. I just updated it. Counted what he had this year.
And at the very least, Harry going to continue to boost up his on-base percentage. Certainly he's got to have
That's the hard way.
Yep. Got to have a very high on-base percentage at this point this year.
Brady Z up.
Harry not taking a very big lead off of first.
Pitch stays inside. It's a couple times now. Mike Martin has tried to sweep that curveball on the inside corner, but it just not breaking enough for him.
Martin, not too many very wild pitches, but it's just a lot of stuff just right outside the zone.
Pitch count is piling up. 3-0. It's a 3-1. Like Sheboygan to get a couple more runs, break it wide open. Line drive to left. It's down. It's a fair ball. Rolling down into the corner. Harry's going to chug into third and hold there as Zach Risson has a double.
Both Harry and Brady easily able to head on into their bases, standing up, no contest whatsoever. Just a very nice piece of hitting from Brady Zackerson.
That for Brady is his second double of the series. He also has a triple. So hitting with power in these 4 games. Swing and a miss.
And that one a good at-bat from Martin. Neese probably wishing he didn't swing at that last one. Curveball cut outside. So pretty well outside the zone on that one. But
Jacob hit, in his last at-bat, hit that ball out to left field that to center field, pardon me, got by the center fielder. He was able to go all the way to second on that. That was the one error on Chicago so far. Jimmy had a 2 RBI double back in the first.
Jimmy had a strong series so far. Last game, of course, a big home run that really set things in motion for Sheboygan's attempt at a comeback. It ended up being a little bit too little too late. Swings and misses at that one, 1-2.
Yeah, he's not too happy. He thought he should have hit that one. Jimmy has a hit in each game of the series. Looping fly ball to left, but Guyton has it measured. He catches it. Here comes the strong throw home, and not in time. Harry scores on the sacrifice fly. And since the throw was so high, Brady Zackerson could see it was not going to be cut off, and he headed over to third.
Still a very strong throw from left field, but just not quite enough. Harry able to get in standing.
2 outs. Riley Palmquist trying to get the runner home from third. Sheboygan now leads it 5-0. Ooh, that pitch looked pretty close, but must have been inside. John Coons, our plate umpire this game. Steve Walsh moves to the bases. Little looper right to Benji Rodriguez, and he makes the catch. And that ends the inning for Sheboygan, but not before they tack on another run. After 3 complete, Sheboygan 5, Chicago Rippers 0.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
Let me tell you a story about a beer rooted in the heart of America, found in a community where a handshake is a sure contract, brewed for those who found opportunity in challenge and hope in tomorrow, raised by generations.
Charlie, our trivia question for this game is going to be the trivia question that Sheila gave to the fan. What was the first year, or what year was Memorial Day officially considered a holiday? What year did they make it a holiday? 1951, 1961, or 1971?
Now, I'm going to be honest, I had forgotten it, but luckily it was still on the board for a little bit for me to tell that it was 71.
1971, Memorial Day was made an official holiday. And that's your trivia question for Game 2 of this Sunday doubleheader.
Still each one a little bit before my time, but at this point I feel like a lot of holidays are.
Not Christmas, though.
No.
And not your birthday. Good rip by Kuda, but follows it straight back. Jared Recolaitis pitching a dandy. Nice pitch by Jared to get that first out of the 4th inning. That is strikeout number 5. Sanchez tried to check his swing.
Of course, on that last strikeout, Recolaitis still doing very well. Last year, a very, very efficient strikeout pitcher, 1.56 Ks per inning. As that one will be a bit inside. Just over 14 strikeouts in every 9 innings of work for Recolaitis.
He was a stud.
And still, surprisingly, not even the highest on the team for last year's strikeouts per inning. Sanchez a hearty cut at that one for strike 2. Sanchez, part of that, actually scored the 2 outs on a double play in the big inning in the 4th last game.
We were talking about Brad Reinflesch and his strikeouts. He had 109 last year. The leader, single season leader, was Tom Eckert. He had 139 strikeouts back in 1990. And the next two on the list at 134 and 133 are, Bill, Mike Casper. And then right after Casper's 133 is Eckert again at 129. So Reinflesch up there in good company too. No swing by Sanchez.
Sanchez really wanted to hit that one, but realized quick enough at least.
Yeah, exactly, quick enough. Sanchez not able to catch up with that pitch. That was a good one by Recklitis again, fooling the Ripper hitters. Next up is Jensen. Oh, half-hearted swing by Brian.
Recklitis, very elite last year. A 0.45 ERA on the entire season, which is ridiculously good. Swing through that one.
Boy, Recklitis is really baffling him. Slow roller to Harry, he lets it go and it rolls foul. Veteran move there, Charlie, to let it go. If he picks it up, I don't think he has a chance to throw out Jensen.
And just to show how good his season was last year for Recklitis, in nearly 60 innings of work, 3 earned runs for the entire season.
Unbelievable. There it is, right on the corner. Jensen takes it, called strike 3. Recklitis striking out the side as we enter the bottom of the 4th.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support programs like Boys and Girls Clubs and Girls Who Code that show kids they can dream anything and do even more.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? We know it means more than just the temperature. And the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier factory authorized dealer.
Cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio.
We're back, finishing up the dance contest. Song today is YMCA.
Our dance contest today, a lot more active than last night's dance contest. Last night
we're giving it to the little guy way over on the third base side of the grandstands. Annalise running over there. It's a gas card. I don't know what he's going to use it for. He's still riding his tricycle. Justin Schnell leading it off. What is the gift, CJ? Well, Legend Larry's okay, so he can go for wings. All right. All right. Whatever.
Well,
Really?
I mean, you can't fault Mike right now. I mean, he's also pitching.
Yeah. I'm trying to concentrate on the game. Legend Larry's gift card is handed out for the dance contest winner because it's the Legend Larry's dance contest. We'll get it right. By the way, if you ever go to Legend Larry's, Charlie, you might want to stay away from the DOA wings, dead on arrival. They are extremely hot.
It does sound like it. I don't think I've ever been to Legend Larry's, but seen it around a lot.
One of my years teaching, one of the educational assistants was a big fan of the DOA wings, and she could handle eating them and eating them and eating them.
Some people could say that perhaps the wings as hot as the A's bats have been today. There's a little bit of connection with the sponsor.
Schnell foul ticks that one right into the glove of Jensen, and he's out on strikeout. That brings up Bennett Becker. Mike Martin still on the hill for the Rippers. It didn't look like he was going to last very long. He had a really rough first inning, giving up 4 runs on 5 hits. He also gave up 1 more run in the third.
Ever since then, Martin has been pretty solid with his game so far.
Roller right down the line is foul. You know, when you get a 5-run lead and you have Jared Reklitis on the hill, it's a pretty tough task to come back and win the game.
I mean, at this point, if he's Reklitis would have to give up more runs than he did all of last year in a single game, which doesn't seem very likely.
Exactly. That's my point. You're right there. Right on. Becker fighting it off the fists, fouls it back, staying alive. Curveball right down the middle is blasted out to left, but Guyton is right there to make the catch. Becker 2 at-bats today and 2 flyouts to left.
It was hit very well, but just right over to Guyton and left. Walker comes in to face Martin for the 3rd time. Chicago, a fan of using their pitchers for a long time. First inning, we did see a little bit of bullpen work. Or first game, I should say, we saw a little bit of bullpen work for Chicago. But since then, every other pitcher has gone the full distance.
Yeah, Farrell in game 2, we mentioned, went all 11 innings. And then Lundcomb ball drops in. And good effort out there by the Rippers, but just landed in the spot they couldn't get to, and Walker with a base hit.
As a pitcher, those kinds of hits are ones that you're never really happy with because they don't seem like they're hit all that hard, but it's just dead zone right out there.
That's an important hit for Walker. That gives him a hit in each game of the series. We're not sure how Gus did at Kewaskum, but we know for sure he's got at least a 4-game hitting streak. 2 outs. See if Gus is going to try to steal second. So pop up in the short center field, and Hill able to come in and make the grab, and that ends the 4th inning. After 4 complete, Sheboygan on top, 5-0.
Wingism number 1, the Flavor Saver. Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you don't just feed yourself or your family. You help support programs like Simply Give that feed our neighbors in need.
Thank you.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you don't just feed yourself or your family. You help support programs like Simply Give that feed our neighbors in need.
Thank you.
Brad Reinflesch doing the rapid fire questions. Did a pretty nice job till Sheila asked him what rule change would you want, and he stuttered for about 5 or 6 seconds, and then he said walks. Well.
Some important knowledge, Brad. Thinking that in a zombie apocalypse, should one happen, Harry Stout most likely to survive.
He's talking to Kenny Nazy about it. They're having a good laugh. Lindcomb with a solid base hit. That's the third hit by the Rippers off of Reinflesch. Like CJ likes to say, big deal.
Big deal.
Benji Rodriguez is up next.
I mean, I can see the rationale behind Harry being the best survivor of an apocalypse. I mean, he's got the bat at least. He's got the bat skills.
Right, exactly.
Bat skills, good eye. I mean, what more do you need? Gladys pitch right on the outside corner.
Yeah. Martin does it all. Trotting down to the third base coach's box. Fly ball hit out to a Walker. Makes the catch.
Walker trying to deke Lundholm out at first, but Lundholm not falling for it.
Second catch for Walker in this game. I don't know, should I go through the score sheets and figure out how many catches he's got
somewhere in the
on
double
a weekend?
digits. Say that Gus is out.
You got the play-by-play.
All right. We got a chopper out to second. No play over at first, and barely beating the getting the throw in time to get Lugo is Flynn. Lindholm advances on to second, bringing up Tyler Hill. Struck out in his last plate appearance and caught the final out of last inning. Hill played a little bit of right field in the previous, in yesterday's affairs.
15
flyouts. Flyouts to Gus Walker alone. He's gotten a lot of work out today.
So Lugo grounded out to the second baseman.
4-3 on Lugo. Baseball not a lot of times is not exactly the most interesting score. A lot of dead air, but Gus Walker at least a lot of action during this 4-game set.
Yeah. That is a lot. Holy cow! 15 flyouts to center field.
I mean, usually you think of baseball as almost a 3-man game. At this point, might as well be a 4-man game with Gus Walker being all over the outfield.
Good pitch by Recklitis again, and he racks up strikeout number 8 in this fifth inning. Sheboygan's still on top.
Wingism number 4, tea time.
What are you, having tea with the Queen?
Hello.
Nice.
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support organizations like Hope House Mission and New Hope Shelter that give people around here warmth, shelter, and care.
Me spells the great taste of Sheboygan.
What does it take to stay in business for 75 years? It's not only featuring USDA choice beef. It's not caring about every single one of our 30 varieties of bratwurst. Nope. After being family owned for 3 generations, we've learned it's about you. At Miesfeld's Market, we give back to the community and our customers always come first. Since 1941, we've been feeding our neighbors, so come by and see what we've got today.
Harry Stout beginning the bottom of the 5th. Strong game, just a strong day in general so far today. Hit by pitch in his last at-bat, ended up scoring.
I want to take a second and go back to this yearbook that has all the A's records. The single season record for sacrifice flies is 10. And the reason I bring this up is it's held by Grant Berkovitz. That was set in 2008. Grant is going to be inducted into the Sheboygan A's Hall of Fame this summer. So wanted to give a shout out to him.
Harry nearly hit on another pitch. That'll just take that one for ball
Grant's
3.
dad, Terry, and I played baseball together out at Howard's Grove. Harry on base again. Singled in the 1st, got hit by a pitch in the 3rd, now walks in the 5th. He's an on-base machine.
Harry so far 4 for 5 today throughout all. All he had was 1 strikeout back in the 5th of last game. Walk, hit by pitch, and another 3 or 4 singles on the day for him.
You got him 4 for 5, Harry, today?
Yep.
Yeah. Getting that batting average up there, that's for sure. Pop up on the infield. Lugo makes the catch.
Still not really hitting for too much power, only 1 extra base hit on the year as Jacob Neese will come aboard.
Neese having a nice weekend series. Seen a lot of duty over at first base. Martin with a change-up curveball. Got Neese to swing and miss. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be a 7-inning ball game when we play doubleheaders.
And Harry going to rumble on over to second on the wild pitch.
I'm going to give him a pass ball.
Pass ball on that one. I'll trust your judgment on that one.
Thank you. That's right. CJ was a catcher. He never gives the catcher a pass ball. Hung that pitch and it gets popped up into left field. Another easy catch. And 2 outs in the 5th. Harry on at second, and that's going to bring up Jimmy Jurgensen. Jimmy having a good game as a 2 RBI double and a sacrifice fly.
Last game as well, Jimmy hitting a home run back in the 4th. Second home run of the year for the A's. Pitch on
Good
the
eye by
outside.
Jurgensen taking that first pitch for a ball.
Of course, Jurgensen hitting after Neese. 2 of them have been platooning at first and DH throughout this series. Each one taking 2 games apiece at each position.
Jimmy seeing action yesterday on the mound, did a great job. Fly ball out to right, Bowling coming in. And that ends the fifth inning. And after 5 complete, Sheboygan maintains that 5-0 lead.
At Northwoods, we are a family. And like your family, our main concern is safety. As a leader in the cleaning and sanitation industry, we're doing our utmost to support and supply essential cleaning, sanitizing, and maintenance products to your family and business. And we're introducing new products, like our Cool Water Personal Hand Sanitizer with essential oils. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone affected by COVID-19. At Northwoods, we're protecting you through this pandemic and the next.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for more than yourself. You help support sustainability in all our communities.
Thank you.
Today, tomorrow, and for years to come.
Jared Reklitis working on a 3-hit shutout. Trying to finish what he started. And even up this 4-game series with the Rippers at 2 games apiece.
Chicago overall throughout this series has been very active on offense, but just being shut down by Reklitis like so many other teams last year, as well as in his first game during the play ball tournament. Guyton, one of the 3 players for Chicago to have a hit, singled in the very first at-bat of the game, but has since been shut down, only flying out to Gus Walker.
Harry is up on the grass at third, trying to prevent Guyton from bunting his way on.
If I remember correctly, that is how Guyton had managed to reach first at the very beginning. Bunt single to start. Sees a pitch outside.
Threw that one right by Schnell.
Schnell doing a very good job behind the plate. Haven't seen too many runners compared to the previous games. As Reklitis
breaking ball in there for strike 3. Boy, that was a good one. Great breaking ball. Strikeout number 9. Reklitis is dazzling them so far.
Mike Bowlings played center field all of yesterday, now in right field today. Hadn't seen all too much action out in the field.
Yeah, they got a new hitter up there. That's not Bowling. And he's not on the list, this kid, number 19. Bowling was number 12. I don't know who the kid is that's batting, but it's a new hitter.
Strike on that one.
Okay. Line drive right by the glove of Jared Reklitis. I was just laying there, right.
Base hit.
Nice hit by that kid. It wasn't Bowling. We don't have his number on the program, number 19. So we're sorry about that. Charlie's going to go down by Bill and check to see if we got a name on that kid. Kuda is up. And could hear Bill say, we don't have his name or number on the sheet that we received from the Rippers. regarding their batting lineup. Sometimes they put the substitutes on the lineup card, and then we can use that information to fill in maybe what the roster doesn't have.
Was the case in this one. Blake Lishka coming back into the game. Got that pinch hit single.
Strikeout by Kuda. 10 strikeouts now for Jared Reklitis. That brings up Tony Sanchez. So Lishka was the hitter? That pinch hitter?
At least if I read the card right, I believe. Yep.
Blake Lishka was the pinch hitter, and yep, he did have number 19. Glad we got that squared away. Give Blake credit for that nice hit. In the first game today, Lishka played first base. He was 0 for 2 with a walk, and he did score a run.
Sanchez skied up into the air.
Yeah, Schnell looks like he's got a beat on it, but it lands out of play.
Well, it doesn't really matter much if they read it well, if that careens into the foul territory, right onto the bleachers.
Looks like Sean's going to have to fight that little girl for that foul ball. The problem with that is the little girl also has her mom along.
2-on-1 fight.
Ooh, Sanchez not able to hold up. There's 2 outs. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Sheboygan on top. The Rippers do have a runner on at first. Blake Lishka. And that's a swing. Sanchez knew it. And again, Jared strikes out the side. He now has 11 in the ball game. And Sheboygan in good shape as we go to the bottom of the 6th.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
Riley Palmquist will lead off the 6th inning. For Sheboygan, they have 5 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Palmquist drills one to deep left. Guyton back. All he can do is look up. It's a home run for Riley Palmquist.
The big first pitch swing from Palmquist ends up sending it yard. Start off the inning.
Justin Schnell up next.
Riley did not have a home run at all last year, starting off the season
Oh boy,
pretty hot with one.
Yeah. That ties up the that ties us with the Rippers for 2 home runs each.
2 home runs each. Riley now tied for first on the team for home runs.
Fly ball out to right. Catch is made.
Number 16 out there in right.
Or is that Lishka, number 19?
Lishka moved over to first base.
Okay.
He's trying to figure out. Might have just been Kuda switched over to right. Not fully certain. Oh, not. Yep, Kuda out in right field now. Have him on our roster up here.
Swinging a foul by Becker.
Well, Martinez actually subbing in to
For
pinch hit.
Becker. Okay, Michael Martinez. Oh, wow. Looked like it was low and outside, but tough break for Michael. It's called out. Gus Walker up next. Gus singled his last time up. That gave him a hit in each game of this 4-game series. Got 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Sheboygan now up 6-0.
Of course, out here, Sheboygan, not exactly the biggest town out there, so we won't, don't expect to see too many people from out of state. But these past 2 batters, Martinez and Walker, as Walker chips one down and safe.
Ooh.
Nearly a very good play
Mike
by
Martin
Martin.
made a great effort and does a kip to get back to his feet. But Walker able to leg out that check swing for a base hit. And that brings up Kyle Flynn.
Now, as I was saying before, a lot of times you'll expect these people, from out here. We have a lot of people from Wisconsin, but Martinez and Walker both out-of-staters.
Yeah.
Walker out from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
We'll take those good players wherever we can get them from.
Yeah.
9 hits now for Sheboygan.
And speaking of out-of-staters, Kyle Flynn, Nashville, Tennessee. And, those are just about all of our people from well out of state.
Martinez, you mentioned him from Utah,
Martinez, right? Hurricane, Utah.
Sheboygan 6-9-0. The Rippers 0-4-1. A pitch gets by the catcher Jensen.
That one this time we're both in agreement that it's a pass ball.
Right, yeah.
All of us except for CJ.
Gotta get your glove out there and
all
catch
of us except CJ are in agreement that's a pass ball.
Stick with your announcing duties. We'll do the scoring. Harry Stelt up. Harry with a single and an RBI, and he scored a run in the first. Was hit by a pitch in the third and scored, and he walked in the 5th.
Harry breaking out of that early season hitting slump. Now just wanting to get a little bit more power on it. Martin.
Looked like they had a play, but nobody ran over to take the throw.
That's something that we saw last game, where you have the pitcher getting ready to pitch, and then this spin managed to get Harry out last game with something like that. This time, no throw. Coming in to get Walker.
Yep. Runners on first and second for Sheboygan. Harry gets one by the third baseman. Another run will score. So throw to third is not in time. Flynn makes it to third, and off the base hit, Gus Walker scores from second. Harry with his second hit of the ball game and his second RBI. Brady Zach Grisson up, the Northwoods cleanup hitter. Brady is 2 for 3. Another RBI out there for him.
Kyle Flynn very aggressive on the base paths out today. Managed to get from first to third on a ball that initially kipped off of the glove of the third baseman.
Martin trying to finish out the sixth inning. Unless Chicago comes up with a miraculous rally, Martin won't have to go out after this inning. To pitch again. Harry on at first with his RBI single. Flynn hustling over to third. He walked earlier in the inning. And that walk loads the bases. Jacob Neese. First pitch is in there for a strike.
Early on in this game, a lot of first pitch swinging. Now that the pitch count's gone up, being a little bit more patient, but that one chipped on over to short. Ball gets past, though, and out of play.
Yeah, Lindcomb had what was a pretty easy play. Made a nice pickup, but then when he had to throw it over to first, threw it away.
Mentioned well earlier into this game that the shortstop Lundholm had pitched the entirety of the first game, so now that a little bit difficult for a throw. He's arms tired at that point.
Another 4-1 inning for Sheboygan 2 so far. Jimmy up. 2 runs scored on that throwing error. According to my records, that's the second error on Chicago.
Ball outside, 1-2 count now on Jurgensen. Jimmy swings through it for out number 3, but a big inning for Sheboygan to get up to a 9-0 lead. A lead that they're hoping that they can keep on to for one more inning, as Jared Reklitis looking for maybe a full game of shutout work.
The estimated hold time is now less than 96 minutes. We thank you for your patience.
Sorry, are you still there? Yes. Okay, please hold.
Getting ready to start the 9th inning will be Brian Jensen. Reclitis trying to finish off the ball game. He's pitched a dandy, allowed only 4 base hits in this contest. Struck out 10 and nobody walked.
Check swing on that one, I believe called a strike. Jensen, like many others so far in this game for Chicago, quiet. And Schnell, easy throw over to first, puts the first away for the inning.
Another strikeout for Jared, his 12th. He's just been dominating. It's
12.
When we look at how they batted in the first 3 games, and they just cannot do anything against Reclitis. He's just been on his game.
Up to this point, Chicago scoring, well, Junior Smith in my head, 17 runs, I believe, through the first 3 games.
I've got it right here. 5, 11, 6, no, 5, 11, 18.
18. Wait.
5, 11, and 7 is 18. 18 runs
Wait,
in
no,
the
that's
first 3.
That's
they lost 6-5, so they got 5 runs.
6-5, 1 6-5, and just 1
7-5. So 2 5s and a 7.
Yeah, 17. There we go. Took us a little bit. We know.
Well, actually,
a 6-5 and a.
It was a 5 and a 6 is 11.
Yeah.
11 and 7
there
is
we go.
18.
We up here we do. Yes, we're.
Oh.
Our job up
we
here.
got this number right, Bill. That's strikeout number 13 of the ball game for Reclitis.
Our job up here is talking. We're not supposed to do math while we're can't multitask that well.
So let's write it over here separate. 5 runs in the first, 6 in the second, and they scored 7 in the third game. So they have 18. Sheboygan got 6 in the first game, 5 in the second, 5 in the third, and let's just say 9. That'll give them 25 runs in the series. So 25 runs to 18 runs. Bill, we can do math down here. We just don't want to be distracted by the other 2 people in the press box.
Exactly, yeah.
And for Sheboygan, 9 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. They have no errors, Bill. Okay, good. And for them, so far, no runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. See if that holds up. Soft liner right to Jared. He makes a catch, and that is the ball game. Sheboygan a winner, 9-0. Jared Reclitis, the winner. He goes 7 innings, gives up 4 hits, no runs, no walks, and 13 strikeouts. And the loser is Mike Martin. Charlie, any comments on the series before we
series overall,
sign
a
off?
very exciting series for baseball. Some very, very close first 3 games, and this one just a blowout for Sheboygan. The offense finally coming alive in a big fashion, and Jared Reclitis having a dominant 7-inning performance. And just overall a very good series. Even though the games were split, still it feels a lot closer than it ended up being. Sheboygan taking 2 of 2.
Our next broadcast won't be until June 10th. Got 12 days off. The A's don't. We do. They are on the road until the 10th of June, like I said. And that weekend, Sheboygan is hosting the State League Challenge. Sheboygan's first game will be 11 o'clock Saturday morning, June 10th, against Kenosha. And then they play a second game on Saturday. That's a 5 o'clock against Addison. They'll also play one game Sunday against Lombard. That one's at 3 o'clock. But to make a long story short, Sheboygan splits the 4-game series with the Rippers, and the next time we see you, we'll be on June 10th. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you down the road.